Hello and welcome to my nootropic review. Today we'll be reviewing Noopept, or Noopept however it's pronounced, which is a novel nootropic which is based on the racetam drugs like piracetam and aniracetam. But as you can see here, it's actually a dipeptide. You've got phenylalanine connecting to the lactam or pyridinone ring. Then you have it becoming like a proline amino acid there, and then glycine. So its IUPAC name is N-phenylacetyl L-prolyl glycine ethyl ester, which is a bit of a mouthful. It didn't actually come shipped in this amber glass bottle. I had an empty bottle of potassium iodide, so I rinsed it out, and then I've got this nice bottle. So here's how it actually came from the supplier, which is Vantage CC on eBay. It was very you can get it at. It was very quick to arrive. It arrived literally about 4 days after I ordered it, which was exceedingly good for an international seller. And so there's Noopept, and it's got 2 grams of it, which you're probably thinking that's nothing compared to like piracetam, but this compound's a lot more potent than piracetam. As you can see here, suggested dose 10 to 30 milligrams per day, and its mechanism of action is very similar to that of piracetam and aniracetam, which is acting as a positive allosteric modulator at the AMPA receptor, which is the most common excitatory receptor in the whole of the central nervous system. So increasing the activity of this receptor increases general neuronal activity in the brain, and thus helps facilitate learning and memory. And there have been quite a few studies into Noopept, as it's actually a prescription drug for like senile dementia in Russia. So the studies on this compound have found that produces robust enhancement of memory and learning, and also in terms of its physical effects, where I'll put a link into the description from this study I saw on PubMed. But yeah, it will also increase your physical endurance to temperatures, which is very surprising for a compound like this. Anyway, in terms of the subjective effects of Noopept, it was a very sort of anticlimactic, surprisingly. I guess it does have mild stimulant effects, but it's like I don't think it's actually as strong in terms of its stimulant effects as piracetam, believe it or not. And I found that it wasn't very noticeable, but I do believe that it increased my learning and other cognitive performances, because I checked it on some reasoning tests and there was definitely a spike after the Noopept. But I definitely didn't feel like I'm smarter in the same way which I did with aniracetam. So it's certainly subtle, but subtle doesn't mean that it's not actually doing anything. It just means you can't feel it, which is a quite interesting subjective question. An interesting side effect, though, is that often I've been taking my Noopept at night, since, in the morning, I don't have any time to fiddle with scales and shit. So an effect I found from this is that it produced an extreme enhancement in how vivid my dreams were. They were crystal clear and had a much more sort of storyline to them, as opposed to the usual kind of vague morass of random crap which you get in dreams. And so this was an interesting effect. I could remember them 100% almost every time, and extremely lucid. So that was interesting. So people trying to enhance their recollection of dreams for lucid dreaming, Noopept would be the way to go. Also, taking the Noopept with aniracetam, which that's also probably caused a sort of synergistic effect. Yeah, that's about it in terms of. I wouldn't rate this substance as being particularly strong, but it's certainly something to try out. It's very inexpensive, for what it is. Is that for 2 grams, and considering the dosage of this is 10 to 30 grams, so 2,000 milligrams, you do the math, for, according to the eBay seller, what does it say? 11.20 US and $3 shipping, so 14.23 US for 2 grams of it shipped. Not bad at all. So yeah, that concludes my review on Noopept. I've tried to keep it relatively concise, and I'm going to have some more videos coming. Unfortunately, you know, I don't really have the money or at the moment for buying more of these nootropics, but Christmas and shit's coming, so I'm going to look at oxyracetam, something I've been quite interested in trying, so expect some new videos.